Hello? Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
hello.
Is that Gemma? Gemma?
It's Gemma.
Okay, cool. This is Emma.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hello,
Hello. I'm Emma.
I'm Lapriel.
It's good to meet you.
You too.
So we just have two more people.
Okay.
I know Emily will be here, but the fifth person didn't give me their Gmail, so I just sent it to their school email.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see if that works or not.
Hey, knock it off. So I have a cat, so if I just run off randomly, it's because he's being a stinker and I have to get after him.
Okay.
No worries.
Hey, stop it. Stop it.
So, what are we supposed to talk about in these chats?
We have to take the group quiz, and then this time we have to pick like our topic for our
Oh,
project.
okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Pretty much everyone said they're good with self-regulation, though. So
Okay. Cool.
Oh my gosh, stop it. All right, I guess I'm not using my headphones. So where do we find the group quiz? This course is a little difficult to navigate.
so if you click on the overview, it's under the group study group section.
Okay.
For week like 1, week 2, 3, week 3. We're week 3. I wish they could all just be the same. It's such a pain.
I know. Stop it.
Are we all here? Oh, are we missing?
All except for one, but she never gave me her Gmail. So I think we can get started. If she emails, then we can add her in. I'll keep my
Okay.
email open.
Sounds good.
So does everyone have their quiz?
Where did you say it was in the overview?
Yeah, so if you go into the week overview for week 3, you hit study group on the left-hand side, and then it pops up group chapter 1
Oh, okay.
and cognitive exam.
Okay. Okay, there it is.
And I'm assuming that since our individual exams are open book, that it would be open book too if we don't know the answer.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
And then I
Summary said the quizzes are
also
open book.
copy and pasted my test that I took. It didn't tell me the graded ones, but if it's the same questions.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
To walk before I submitted it.
Cool.
But I missed some, so I don't know for sure which ones are right and which ones are wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm ready whenever everyone else is.
All right, sweet. Me too.
Me too.
Me too.
All right, sweet. Awesome. We can start then.
Perfect.
All right, so we can just go. How do we want to do it? Do you want to just read it in our heads and then say, how do you want to answer the questions?
I found that if we just read it out, just go one by one all together, reading it out loud, it just helps everyone stay together.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet. So do you guys have the same order in your videos of Emily and then Emma and then Lapriel and then me? Or is it different on your guys's?
On mine, it's Emily and then Gemma and Lapriel and then me.
Okay, so it's alphabetical except for us. Are we good with doing alphabetical order? That way we just have an order. So Emily and then Emma and then me and then Lapriel. Will that work for you guys?
Yeah.
That sounds good.
For me?
Sweet. All right, let's hit it.
All right. Question number 1. Donder's main reason for doing his choice reaction time experiment was to study what? Memory, attention, decision making, or perception?
Wasn't it decision making?
Yeah, I think that's what
decision making.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay.
I think these are the same questions as the personal quiz.
Yeah.
Which is good to know for the future.
Yeah. Okay. Question 2 is, the first experiments in cognitive psychology were based on the idea that mental responses can be measured by comparing responses among different participants, measured by comparing the presentation of the stimulus and the participant's response, inferred from the participant's behavior, or measured directly.
I put measured by comparing the presentation of the stimulus and the participant's response, but that's one of the ones I guessed on. So
yeah, I think
I know it's not measured directly because that was one of the main criticisms.
Yeah,
I think in this one I put inferred from the participant's behavior.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, it works for me.
Okay.
All right, number 3. The founder of the first laboratory of scientific psychology was?
That was that Wundt?
I think
Yeah,
it
that
was.
was Wundt.
Yeah.
It was Wundt.
It was. Yep. Okay.
Is it my turn again?
Lapriel's.
Yeah.
Okay. Question 4. The cognitive revolution occurred rapidly within a few years in response to the attacks on Skinner and the development of computers. Was not really necessary because the study of the mind had been a constant part of the experimental psychology since the founding of the first psychology laboratory. Was a gradual process that occurred over a few decades or extended over a long period of time beginning in the early part of the century in reaction to Wundt's introspection and experiments. So I'm pretty sure it's the gradual process that occurred over a few decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay. 5. Behaviorists believe that the presentation of blank increases the frequency of behavior. Oh, I guess these. Baby. Okay, sorry. Positive reinforcers excitatory neurotransmitters, negative reinforcers, or practice trials. I thought it was
Is it
positive
positive reinforcements?
I
Yeah,
feel like it would
I think
be
it's that one.
positive reinforcers, especially with behaviorists.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because wasn't that question on like the last quiz or something?
Yeah, all of these I think were on quiz 1, like because I copied and pasted the
Oh, gotcha.
one that I took. So I think it's the exact same questions.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay. Question 6 says, your text describes the occurrence of a cognitive revolution during which dramatic changes took place in the way psychology was studied. This so-called revolution occurred parallel to, and in part because of, the introduction of analytic introspection, computers, cognitive psychology textbooks, or Skinner boxes. And I think on this one I put computers.
I put computers too.
Yeah.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I think that's what it is.
Cool.
Okay. I don't know how to say that guy's his name. But his memory experiments were important because they described complex decision making, showed how positive reinforces strengthened behavior, plotted functions that described the operation of the mind, or were the first to combine the basic elements of called sensations.
I think
Wasn't he the one that did the memory curve?
yeah. On how fast we forget certain things.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be plotted functions that describe the operation of the mind.
Yeah.
That sounds right to me.
Oh,
Okay. Which of the following is a criticism of analytic introspection? It requires no training. It produces results that are too easy to verify. It infers mental processes based on objective data. It produces variable results from person to person.
I think it's a variable result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I think that's what I put for the quiz.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Is it my turn again? I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donald Broadbent was the first person to develop which of the following? The first textbook of cognitive psychology, a diagram depicting the mind as processing information in a sequence of stages, a computer program for solving logic problems, or an experimental procedure for studying the way people process information.
I think it was the diagram.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure. Okay. So it says reaction time refers to the time between the blank of a stimulus and person's response to it. So it could be disappearance, perception, mental awareness, or presentation.
Presentation?
Yeah, I think it's presentation.
I think on this one I put mental awareness.
Okay. Reaction time refers to the time between.
But wait.
Here, let's look it up since we have like.
Sometime. Yeah.
It's presentation.
I think this is the one of the ones I got wrong.
It's on page 6.
Okay, sweet. Y'all good with presentation since she found it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
All right. Question 11. Attention, perception, memory, and decision making are all different types of mental processes in which the mind engages. These are known as different types of reaction times, models, savings, or cognition. I think I answered cognition. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I would say.
that's what I would say too.
Makes the most sense.
Saunders' measurement of reaction time is particularly important because it demonstrated the time course on which the mind operates. Saunders found that it took blank to decide which of 2 buttons to push in response to stimulus. In 1 and 2 seconds, less than 1 second, 5 seconds, more than 5 seconds.
I think it was less than 1 second.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
in the
think
book
so.
it says it was like 1/10 of a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember looking that one up for the quiz when I was doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
13. The relationship between the blank is not measured directly by cognitive psychologists. So, cognitive task and the mental response, cognitive task and the physiological response, and the behavioral outcome, or cognitive task and the behavioral outcome.
I think
So-
this one, it's the cognitive task and the mental response. I think.
I got this one wrong, so I don't know.
I don't know if I got it, like which ones I got right or wrong, but I guess the physiological response and the behavior outcome, because I was just guessing that that one was different. So I don't know.
Because this is a not one.
Yeah, so all the other ones involve the cognitive task, and that one doesn't. So that's why I just guessed it. Because if they measure the cognitive task to the behavioral outcome, I don't know if the physiological response would be like somewhere in the middle of those. So they wouldn't be like directly.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure if it's right or not.
It makes sense to me.
But yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that, yeah.
All right, sweet.
Would be
Guessing.
So it would be the cognitive task and the behavioral outcome.
I guess the physiological response and the behavioral outcome.
Okay.
Because both of those are studied, but they're not studied together, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
They wouldn't respond how they relate to each other. I don't know. That's just a guess.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Sure.
I think so.
Okay. I don't know. Sorry.
You're good.
Which of the following stimuli were used in Ebbinghouse's memory experiment discussed in your text? Light illuminated on the left or the right of a computer screen, gray rectangles in front of light rectangles, three-letter nonsense words, or common words?
I think it was the three-letter nonsense words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. The procedure in which trained participants describe their experiences and thought processes in response to stimuli presented under controlled conditions is known as analytic introspection, information processing, behavioral analysis, or functional analysis.
I think it's analytic introspection.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Yeah, it is.
Sounds good.
Cool. Okay.
John Watson believed that psychology should focus on the study of consciousness, mental processes, observable behavior, or attention.
Behavior? Is he a behavior?
I think it was observable behavior because he was a behaviorist.
That's what I guessed.
That's what
Yeah.
I put down.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. 17. The Little Albert experiment involving the rat and the loud noise is an example of which of the following types of experiments? Reaction time, inference, classical conditioning, or operative conditioning. Isn't that classical?
Yeah, it was classical conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The investigation of how behavior is strengthened by presentation of positive reinforcers like food or withdrawal of negative reinforcers like shock is best known as choice reaction time, classical conditioning, the method of savings, or operant conditioning.
Isn't it operant?
Yeah, it's operant conditioning.
Operant. Yeah, that's what I put down.
Sweet. All right. Regarding children's language development, Noam Chomsky noted that children generate many sentences they have never heard before. From this, he concluded that language development is driven largely by an inborn biological program, cultural influences, operant conditioning, or classical conditioning.
I put that it's inborn biological because it was the other guy, Skinner, who said that. It was
Yeah.
school conditioning.
Yeah, that's what I put down too.
I agree.
Right.
Who proposed that children's language development was caused by imitation and reinforcement? Noam Chomsky, B.F. Skinner, Keller Breland, or John Watson?
It was
That
B.F.
was,
It was
yeah, it
B.F.
was Skinner, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
because
That's what
Chomsky
I
wrote the
thought.
whole book, like, arguing against what he had said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Question 21. Which of the following events is most closely associated with the resurgence and interest in the mind within the study of psychology? Skinner's publication of the book Verbal Behavior, the proposal of cognitive maps, development of the technique of analytic introspection, or Watson's Little Albert experiment.
Wasn't it Skinner's book?
I think on
This
this
is
one
one I guessed on.
this one I put down the proposal of cognitive maps. But I mean, I think it could I don't know which one it's more of.
I honestly have no idea on this one.
Yeah.
Oh, I just found it, and on page 12 it says ironically, one of these developments was the publication in 1957 of a book by B.F. Skinner called Verbal Behavior.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Perfect. All right then.
Way to be.
Okay. All right. Colin Cherry's experiment, in which participants listened to two messages simultaneously, one in each ear, found all but which of the following? Even deaf individuals process auditory information even on a non-conscious level. People take in very little information about the ignored message. People can focus on the message they were repeating, and people can focus on one message and ignore the other one.
I think I don't remember. I thought it was that they could focus on one and ignore the other.
I think it's that one too.
This
Yeah.
says, yeah.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, Newell and Simon were among the first to use computers in cognitive psychology. Their computer program created proofs for problems in logic, simulated human attention, introduced the first flow diagram, and controlled presentation of visual stimuli during cognitive psychology experiments.
In this one, I think I said created proofs for problems in logic.
That's what I think it is. Because they called it the logic theorist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put the same.
Okay.
Who just read?
I did, Gemma. So, April?
Okay. What year is usually cited as the birthday of cognitive science? Pick the closest year. 1945, 1879, 1967, or 1956. Wasn't it 1956?
Yeah, that's what I put.
Yeah, because Broadbent published his flow diagram in 1958. So I think that's what it is.
Okay, sounds good. Question 25. Which of the following are the two primary categories of models in cognitive psychology? Psychodynamic models and behavioral models, interpersonal and interpersonal, biological and psychological, or structural and process?
I did structural and process, but I guessed.
I did
I
too.
think it's that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Whew.
Okay. Question 26. Douglas is working on a project for his cognitive psychology class. He builds a plastic model of the human brain, paints each major structure a different color, and constructs a map that shows which functions are controlled by which brain component. Douglas's project is working from a blank model of cognitive psychology: process, consolidative, structural, or analytic.
Would it be structural?
Yeah, I think that's what I put down. Because he built a structure of the brain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm good with that. All right. An early model of memory indicates that incoming information is first handled by sensory memory, is then moved to short-term memory, and finally pushed into long-term memory. This model, proposed by Atkinson and Shiffrin in 1968, is an example of an ideographic, process, structural, or nomothetic model. I think I did process.
Yeah, I think I did too.
I did too.
Yeah.
What is cognitive dissonance? Conflict between a thought and a behavior. All of these. Conflict between two thoughts or conflict between two behaviors.
I put all of these.
Same.
Me
I
too.
put conflict between a thought and a behavior.
My turn, I think. 29. When we experience cognitive dissonance in our personal lives, we are uncomfortable, often unaware of it, or motivated to change. Oh, or all of these options.
I put all of these options.
Yeah.
I think that's what I put.
Cool. Okay. Question 30. Based on our understanding of material in this course, what could we conclude about the relationship between cognitive dissonance and the gospel? Cognitive dissonance is not good and therefore not part of the gospel. The gospel tells us we should embrace cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance may be a mechanism for repentance, or none of these.
I did the mechanism for repentance.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. Same.
All right, sweet. So we all good?
Yeah. All right.
Well, it doesn't even tell us how we did.
I hate that it does that.
It's so annoying. It's like multiple
No.
choice.
I'm not used to that.
Okay, well,
I
cool.
think we did well.
it.
So that's
Yeah.
all that was like
We got-
required, right?
Yeah, then we need to pick our topic, but if we're all good with whatever self-regulation, then is everyone good with self-regulation for our thing?
Yeah. I am.
Yeah.
Right.
When
Did
is-
we have to do anything else about that?
that's what I was gonna ask when the first part of our project is due. Because this tomorrow the 2-page thing is due, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
topic
then we're
one or
supposed
topic
to
two.
look at each other's. Did you guys all get the Google Doc, like where you can submit it on Google Docs? When I
Yeah.
I'm still
Yes.
working on mine. I should be done with it tonight, though.
mine's already up there too, and then we just peer review each other's.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. And then I know I have purple, and then someone has blue.
Yeah, I think I have the blue.
All right, sweet. So what colors do the other two of you guys want to use for on Google Docs?
I don't even know what colors there are.
Like any color you want.
I'll do red, I guess.
All right, sweet.
I can do green.
All right, sweet. It's just that way when we all have different colors, so when we look at it, we can just know who did what.
Yeah.
I think that's mainly for our
makes sense.
project, though.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And
Right,
are
sweet.
we supposed to pick an article for our subject and send it in so that we all can look at it, or is that supposed to be next week?
Good question. I'm not sure. I'll look at the announcements again.
Okay.
Okay.
So we all pick our own articles for that, right? We don't all just like agree on one.
Yeah, I think we'll have to pick our own article.
Okay.
And then we read them. I think we summarize what we read in the article, and we all read the summaries.
Yeah. It
Okay.
says in the announcements that you should meet with your group to discuss your annotated bibliography and presentation ideas. So
Okay.
we're good with doing self-regulation. So we each find a article, and then we can, if you guys want, we can put it on our one that like just make a new thread in the discussion board.
Yeah.
I think that we have. That way we make sure we don't do the same ones.
All right.
So it looks like we have to have the article by the end of the week.
Okay.
So yeah. So we have to.
It's nice that we meet on Tuesdays, not Fridays.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
It'd be so stressful.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that everything then?
I think so, since we can meet, like we can talk over our group like location thing.
Right. So then we meet
Yeah.
again next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Same time works for me.
Sweet. If you guys want,
Yeah.
I can just do the exact same thing I did this week because I just copied and pasted everyone's name and submitted it.
Okay.
Okay, that works.
And then since it's on Google Hangouts, it recorded it, so I can put a link to the video on our thingy if we need to refer to it,
Okay.
like when we start talking about our progress. All right, sweet.
All right.
Perfect.
Yes. See you guys next week.